Welcome, friends, to Crazy Women Country, where women's voices matter. We bring you the latest and greatest female voices in the industry, from artists and songwriters to producers and managers and all women in between. Welcome, friends, to Crazy Women Country. I'm Donna.
I'm Paula, and today we have Raihanna Estrada. I nearly said it wrong.
You're good. You did it.
I was thinking so hard. No, it's okay. So how are you doing this Monday afternoon?
I'm good. Today's been a good day. Just been working on some music and working on some promo videos and things for my new single, and just trying to, start the week off strong.
Fantastic.
Wonderful.
So what have you been doing this crazy year that has been 2020?
You mean besides going crazy?
Yeah,
let's see. I've been working on more music, I'd say, this year, just to get things kind of, get my songs ready to record and get them ready to release for next year. I also released music still this year. I've just kind of still been trying to do as much of the same trajectory for myself as I was already on, in the midst of, going crazy.
In the midst of going crazy, I like that.
Yeah.
That would make a great country song, though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure that'll be the next single. But yeah, it's been a decent year as far as music and stuff goes. So I've just been trying to channel the energy into writing more material.
Fantastic. I like that. There's been enough to write about with everything going on. So
yeah, absolutely.
Very good. I must admit, I sat, obviously both of us been sat listening to your music, and we were having a debate. No, not a debate. We were talking about the song June.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. And I wasn't too sure. I said I wasn't too sure the song was about a person or the month of June, because it could be taken both ways. So yeah, we can ask you now.
Well, you know what? I actually kind of love that there was a debate, because that's kind of what I wanted for the song. I wanted someone to feel like it could be about a person for them, or it could be about a place, or the month of June, or just summer in general, or just June kind of symbolizing that time in your past or in a memory in your mind that you can kind of go back to. A time when it's just kind of all captured up into one little bottle. That's what I wanted.
Perfect. I think it definitely did that. It did that for me anyway, I have to say.
Good. I mean, for me personally, I wrote it because I traveled over to the UK in 2018, and I played at Buckle and Boots Festival in Manchester. And after I played that festival, I came home and wrote June. I wrote it in July, like kind of reflecting on that time and just those moments when you feel like you're living in your dream and you just want it to all stay right weekend. And that's where June came from.
Perfect. I love it. That's a great song.
Thank you. I appreciate you listening to it. I'm glad you like it.
So your new song coming out, do we get to at least know the title?
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I mean, it comes out in a week, so I got to tell someone, right? It's called On Christmas. So it's my first Christmas tune that I've actually put out onto all the platforms. I'll be following it by a music video as well. But it's kind of a different take on Christmas, I'd say. It's not really as much about the exciting memories of Christmas in that way. It's more for people who have lost someone and feel like they just miss those times with them. They miss those holidays, and you're kind of, again, reflecting on the times that you once had, or your favorite Christmases, or the people that you wish that you could still spend it with.
Wow, perfect.
I'm definitely excited for it.
Yeah, I can't wait for you to hear it soon, next week.
It's nice to have a song that comes from the other way. I mean, obviously most traditional songs will come from how fun and happy Christmas is, but obviously not for everybody. Not everybody has that same experience. So it's nice to have a song that, other people can relate to, and, have something to, maybe warm them, and knowing that somebody else feels the same way. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I had hoped for, to sharing your own personal story, knowing that there's more people who feel this way too, because it can be a hard time for a lot of people. But I also want to walk, kind of teeter that line of, yes, let's, we can be sad, but let's also look back and kind of be thankful for memories that we had too. So I kind of want it all in there. So hopefully that's how people feel.
Can't wait to hear it now. I'm really excited.
Thank you.
So you're originally from California and you went to Nashville, obviously, and you're in Nashville now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let me ask, when was your deciding factor to jump full force into music and go to Nashville?
Well, I had already been doing music in LA. I went to Musicians Institute in Hollywood, and that's when I'd always done music. I had always been a songwriter, but I didn't really think of it like, oh, I can go to school for this. I never thought of that as like a career choice. And then once I realized it was, I was like, oh, okay, see you later. I'm doing this. So I went to school in LA. I met my husband there, Eric, who's a guitar player. So he's from Canada originally. And then, oh, was that buzzing for you guys?
A little bit, yes.
Oh, okay.
It must have been you again.
I wasn't sure. No, I wasn't sure. I kept talking through it. I was like, I'm just gonna go. I was like, it's fine. And then it was really loud.
That's the crazy part.
I was like, I gotta say something.
Yeah, that's the crazy part. Crazy one of it. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Maybe I don't know if it's my headphones.
I can't hear anything here, but I don't know.
You can't? Okay, then it must be me. Let me see if I have another pair. Somewhere in here. But yes, so music. So I don't have another pair, so hopefully it doesn't happen again. Yeah, so I went to music school in LA, and I met my husband Eric there, who's also a musician. He's a guitar player. He's from Canada originally. And as soon as I got to school, I just put a band together and started playing all over LA and, you know, writing songs and recording. And that's when I just started this whole thing and never really looked back. You know, I just you know, continued to pursue country music in LA, and I'd always wanted to go to Nashville, but it just wasn't time yet. I wasn't really finished living in LA yet. And then finally, in 2014, we decided to come over and check it out. And we were just like, you know what, let's go. When you feel that like pull to a place, you're like, I have to go. I'm like, even if I turn around in 3 months, I was like, I have to just go see what's going on. And then we're still here 6 years later. So.
Wow, perfect.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So does your husband still play in the band with you, or?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he does. We write a lot of songs together. He actually recorded and produced the new song that I'm putting out on Christmas. And he's also a composer, engineer as well. So he's always making music all the time, all different kinds of music. But yeah, we love to write together and perform together. You know, travel together. We just share that same dream and same love of music.
Perfect. And I bet you drive each other to be better as well, which is
yes,
even better.
Always. It's like he's in one room on the computer, I'm on my other computer with the guitar. Like we're both just always in that kind of zone, because this is all we've ever wanted to do and all we've ever really done with our lives. So it's just it's fun when you can share that with the person that you're with too.
Yeah, must be great.
Definitely. So who are some of like your sheroes and like the women that have inspired you to go toward music?
Man, well, I grew up on 90s country radio, so that was my introduction to loving the genre. So, you know, Jo Dee Messina was one of my favorites. I love her. I mean, I love her voice still, but I loved her voice then. And Faith Hill, LeAnn Rimes, Dixie Chicks. I mean, all of them. Later on, Miranda Lambert. I love her. She's amazing, and just everything she puts out is so cool. Jennifer Nettles is really, really great too. I've always admired the twang in her voice and her spirit. She's really great too. There's a lot. There's a lot. But those are some of the main ones I'd say that I really, you know, kind of like studied as a kid and tried to learn from, like throughout the course of being a country artist. You know, when you're learning to sing from the radio, you're kind of like, oh, listening, how do they do that? You know, how do they sound like that? And then eventually you develop your own sound.
Absolutely. Those are some great names. I mean, Paula and I both grew up, well, I grew up on 90s country. I think Paula kind of grew up on it after the fact. But
nice.
Being in the UK, you know.
Yeah.
But I was a bit behind. Yeah.
It is popular in the UK, though, I'd say.
It's getting better. When I was younger, country was kind of like, you know, but I think the problem is everybody had the real old style country in their mind, Patsy Cline, you know, and they couldn't seem to look past what they did instead of looking to the newer stuff that was coming out, and actually realizing that, you know, it's a bit more mainstream than they were. I mean, obviously they were amazing acts, absolutely fantastic, and that, you know, they paved the way for women nowadays. But people got so caught on that twang and how the music was made, where obviously once you started hitting the 90s, as you said, you had Shania Twain, and, you know, people who were then
Shania. Oh my god,
people who were
Shania too.
People who were then crossing between pop and country and everything else, and, you know, I think it's people like them who started to make country a bit more, you know, this is actually pretty cool. It's not just, you know, people running around in cowboy hats and cowboy boots.
It's like it's all part of it, but there's so many different artists to listen to.
Yeah, there's so much more to it, and I think they kind of got hung up on that maybe. And of course, you've got country music from Ireland, which is very, very different as well. So, you know, they had to move away and actually really listen to country. So, yeah, it's definitely getting better now. They've started getting some big events over there. So, yeah, it's good at last.
Yeah, and the songwriting too. Like, that's something I loved about 90s country radio. That's what I think first fell in love with, was more of the storytelling, you know, and just the way that people could write a song and it could feel like it was just for you in that moment, even though like maybe you were a different age, like listening to it or whatever, but you still you connected to it. And when I heard some of those lines, I was like, wow, I can't believe they wrote that. That's so good. Wow, that's so good. Wow. Like, I just want to keep trying to write those wow moments.
Yeah, it's definitely amazing, I must admit. So
yeah. So this brings to a good question. If you could talk to anyone, who would you want to talk to?
Any artist?
Any artist, any person, and, you know, and I say living or dead, and they're kind of, I know that breeds so many options, but yeah, who would be that, like, one or two people that you would want to talk to, maybe have Thanksgiving dinner with? Obviously, amid COVID, you can't.
Oh my God.
That, but, you know.
I mean, so many people, because I'm fascinated by stories, just in general, people and their stories and how they got to the place that they are. Like, that just fascinates me. I have to say Tom Petty, though. I would love to sit down with Tom Petty and just be like, how are you? Like, how are you just so great? Like, I mean, I've watched his documentaries and like interviews on him, and just his songs always get me because they seem almost simple, but they're so perfectly laid out. And you just wonder, I mean, sometimes I know something just like pops out of your head and you're like, oh, okay, this or that. But like, to make songs that are so classic and that can stand the test of time, that to me is a huge accomplishment. And I would just like take out my notepad and be like, go ahead. Because I love his music. He's someone else too that I really, really admire and, you know, look up to as just an artist in general.
It's definitely a great pick, and definitely one we haven't had before.
No, really? Yeah. I saw him when he came here on his tour. I'm really grateful that I went to it because he came through Nashville at Bridgestone Arena, and that was like one of the coolest shows I've ever seen. Like, it was just such an energy, and you like to hear those songs that you've heard so many times, but actually like him playing it. I wish I would have seen him sooner, but I'm really grateful for the one time.
Wonderful. So if you could, if there's anyone that you would thank for getting you to where you've gotten to today, for their support and their love, that type of thing, who would you want to thank? And obviously I know this is one of those where you can't just pick one person usually. So feel free to pick a few people. And
oh man. Yeah, dang, that's actually a hard question. I mean, I would definitely thank my husband, Eric, because we've been, you know, on this journey together for about a decade now, like playing music and, you know, starting off in music school and kind of just building everything and figuring everything out and being an independent artist and an independent musician, just kind of finding your way. And you're always still finding your way. And so it's really, I have him to thank for, you know, writing with me, playing music with me, recording, just being that support system. You know, there's days where you're just like, yeah, I'm done. I'm not doing it. I give up just for like 5 minutes, you know, when you're just like having a moment. And then he's like, no, you don't really mean, you know, you don't want, and you're like, I know, like I don't, I was just having a day. So I would say him, because he's shown me a lot of love and support over the years.
That's good. Perfect.
And there's definitely, I mean, a whole list of people I could thank. People who have booked me at gigs, you know, people that were in my band in Los Angeles that we played a bunch of gigs together for years. You know, some of my first co-writers in LA, and just, I mean, you meet so many people along the way, and that's something that's a really fun part of doing music too. So thanks, everyone. You know who you are, hopefully.
Okay, perfect. So now this is the fun part. Okay, quick 5 questions.
Oh,
dead easy. Okay, really, really easy. Are you ready?
I am ready. I think.
Okay, early bird or night owl?
Night owl, 100%, always.
Beach or countryside?
Ooh, beach.
Favorite season?
I guess I'd say now probably fall.
Biggest fear?
Falling on stairs and smashing my teeth. That's one of my biggest fears. Every time we're somewhere walking down concrete, I always just say, like, when Eric and I have been like traveling like in Europe and like, you know, walking down the stairs at like the train station, I'm like, dude, if I fell right, I gotta watch my step. I just have that something weird about it. I don't know why.
I can understand that. Favorite holiday?
Ooh, I would say, I don't really know. I don't really like do too much for any of the holidays. I guess probably like Christmas, I guess. Not really sure. Like, they're all fine.
I like that answer. That's a good answer. Favorite drink?
Gin and tonic or red wine.
Gin tea or red wine, I love that. Okay.
Or British tea, black tea.
Yes.
My favorite.
I love it. Tea always gets in there somewhere.
Oh, always. It's so good. I could just drink like too many cups a day. Have like a huge box of like, you know, either PG Tips or Yorkshire Gold or one of those.
I've got one of the PG Chips chimps. You used to get them with the box. Yeah. You collected tokens.
Seen pictures of those. That's great.
He's a little guy. He's somewhere, but yeah, he's very, very cool.
He's guarding the tea right now.
So he is guarding the tea, yeah. No one takes my tea. Left or right-handed?
Right-handed.
Favorite animal?
Ooh, cat or monkey?
Look at that. Cat
because I have them. Monkey because I would like to have one. But so,
I love that. I love that. Okay.
Christmas present, one monkey coming up. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously. Let's start a GoFundMe to get me a monkey. Thanks. Just kidding.
Be a great idea.
What's your favorite color?
Actually, behind me, I'd probably say like olive green. I love that. It reminds me of my childhood and home. That's why this room is painted this color.
Oh,
awesome. What's one strange thing about you that most people don't know?
Ooh. Something strange about me. God, I should just call my husband in here and be like, where do we start the list? But for when it's you, you're like, oh, nothing. There's nothing strange. I don't know. I guess that I love doing like, you know, impressions or voices or accents or things like that. Like I'm always just kind of like always like performing around the house. Like for my husband, he never asks for it. But it happens. So I'd say probably just being like a little like weirdo doing voices. I don't know if everyone would think I do that. So surprise everyone.
I love that. That's a great one.
You gotta have fun, you know, and like it's fun to be little characters every once in a while. Maybe I should have been an actor. Oops.
You can move into that when you're famous. You can just
that's true. Yeah.
There you go. See.
What's one of your current hobbies?
Let's see, current hobbies. I mean, I've kind of always had a lot of the same ones. Like, you know, I love making videos and travel vlogs and things like that. So I've always been really into photography and videography. And my current hobby right now is turning all of my old VHS tapes into digital. That's what I've been doing because I have a little handy device that lets you do that. So that's what I'm doing because I have a ton.
That's a great idea. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I know that's like maybe like nerdy, but I'm so excited about it.
Okay, I think we fit in there with you. At least I know I do. I'd be in.
Totally.
Great. Wonderful.
If you could be a musical, what musical would you be?
Oh my God. These are great questions. It's such a tie between a few, but I would say I'd probably be Oliver, Annie, just because I grew up on those and I kind of always wanted to like be hanging out with like Artful Dodger, you know, like running the streets of London, you know. Either that or also Newsies for the same exact reason. Just, you know, you wanted to like be a newsie for some reason when you watched it. So that and Annie, those three probably.
That's cool. I love it.
Well, if you could be a Disney character, what character would you be?
Oh, Princess Jasmine. Absolutely.
You got the hair and everything.
I loved her. And like, I'm actually part Saudi Arabian and Mexican. So when I grew up, I was like, oh my God, like I want to be Jasmine. And my mom made me like a costume in high school that I wore. Like I dressed up as her. And then they cast someone else for the movie. I didn't even know they were auditioning, but like, I know. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I would probably pick Jasmine just because I thought she was cool. And I thought she had some cool sass to her.
Yeah, she was very good.
Yeah.
You could be a mythical creature. What creature would you be?
Ooh, I would be mythical creature. Dang. I guess I would be probably a fairy. They seem pretty cool, you know, just like go around like maybe sprinkling some fairy dust and giving people some good vibes and wishes. Probably that.
So cool. It's a great one. We haven't had that one before either, so that's quite cool.
Yeah, I'm good.
These are all new. I love it.
So here's my last question. What is your favorite song today? And I know we have favorite songs of all time. We were talking about this earlier, but I have like I'll have a song that I love today, but it's not like my all-time favorite song.
I'd say, well, it's a current favorite of mine. I just recently discovered an artist. He lives in Nashville. His name's Steven Wilson Jr. And a friend had shared his music video for his song called The Beginning. And I was just like blown away. He just is a true artist, and, you know, the way he's writing and the way he's singing. But one of my favorites of his, besides that song, The Beginning, is called A Year to Be Young, 1994, or Year to Be Young, 1994. And it just really hits you when you listen to it or watch the music video. At least it hit me. So that's probably my current obsession, listening to him. He's going to think I'm like such a creep. But it's fine. It's fine. I mean, I just get like that when I like music, and I've already like texted a few friends, like, oh, I like to share music because it's just, if something hits you, maybe someone else would want to listen to it, but they just don't know about it yet. You know, just like someone else shared it and I saw it. And I think that's really, really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a bit like what we're doing here. We're sharing artists to people, so they'll look for you and hopefully find your music and find something.
It's amazing. Thank you both so much for having me on here. Like, this is so cool. You're both so fun.
For sure.
We've got one more question. Now, this is the most important question ever. Okay, this is going to be the hardest one. Who is your favourite CWC host?
I'm like, oh, it's cutting out. What? I mean, you can't choose that, you know? It's like you're both super warm. You're both energetic. You both have, you know, different personalities, and it's just, you both complement each other very well.
Perfect. I love that answer. That's the best answer we've had.
Yeah. You're like, actually, we're just going to use that part, actually.
Yes, we'll just get that bit and stick onto every video.
Yeah.
Everyone else is getting more of you just saying that. That's perfect.
Yeah. No, but really, these are great questions. You know, like it's cool to just hear different questions asked, you know, than you normally do.
Yeah. I mean, part of what we want to get the viewers and stuff to get to know you, not just as the artist, but who you are, because a lot of times they like to have that personal connection with an artist. And once they have it, they're like, oh, I got to listen to everything this artist does now. And that's kind of what we're hoping for. So yeah, I definitely can pick up on that and on that style of interviewing. So well done, ladies. Well done, gals.
I like you. You're our favourite.
Thank you. Same. Right back at you.
See, I knew we liked to go for something.
Yeah.
So let's just recap your new song coming out. So we can just, the last thing they hear is your new song. So what's it all about again? So
my new song, On Christmas, is coming out on December 1st. It's going to be out on all the platforms. So wherever you're listening to music, you can listen to it. I'm going to be, sharing some, kind of behind the scenes things of the video on my Instagram and Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, every place that you could be, I will be there sharing with you. So I'm going to also be following that single with a music video that's already done and filmed. So that'll be coming out. So I'll share some more details on that throughout my social media too. But I just, I hope people connect to it, and that, if you're someone who the holidays come up and you kind of do the feeling, and it brings up certain memories for you, or you miss people during the holidays, this is probably a good song for you. Not probably, it is a good song for you, because I go through the same exact thing. So this is a piece of my heart, hopefully, that goes to yours.
It's amazing. It's a great way to. Well, thank you so much for joining us. It's been absolutely fantastic talking to you and getting to know you better. So we look forward to the new music and the new video.
Yes.